My dear little one, tonight Mommy will tell you an ancient story about a boy who lived in a misty valley and a mountain with a gentle, smiling face. This story has no magic spells, yet it holds a true miracle, a miracle that lives within the heart of a human being. Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley, surrounded by green mountains, there stood a great cliff of stone. When the sunlight touched its surface, the rock seemed to shape a gentle, smiling face. A face so calm, so kind, that everyone who looked at it felt a quiet peace within. The villagers called it the Great Stone Face. And from generation to generation, they passed down a legend. One day, someone will be born in this valley, whose heart and face will shine just like the Great Stone Face. When that person appears, the world will become a better place. And so, the legend lived on, a whisper of hope carried by the mountain winds. In that small valley lived a boy named Ernest. He was gentle, curious, and loved to watch the mountain from his window. Every evening, as the sun turned the sky to gold, he would see the Great Stone Face glowing above the clouds, its kind eyes watching over the world. One day he asked his mother softly, "Mom, when will the man who looks like the stone face come?" She smiled and brushed his hair gently. "Maybe one day, my dear. And maybe that person will be someone who carries kindness and light inside, not just in his face, but in his heart." From that day on, little Ernest would sit on the hill every afternoon, watching the stone face and whispering, "If no one else becomes like him, then I will try." Years passed. The valley grew busier. Roads, markets, and proud new houses appeared. But the stone face remained unchanged, its calm eyes still watching from above. One day, a wealthy merchant returned to the village. He was rich, confident, and respected by all. The villagers cheered. "Look, he must be the one from the prophecy, the man who looks like the Great Stone Face." But Ernest, now a quiet young man, looked closely. The merchant's eyes were sharp with greed, and his smile, though wide, held no warmth. Ernest shook his head softly. No, the true stone face would never look at people that way. Years rolled on. A mighty general returned, medals shining on his chest. The valley rejoiced again. "This must be the one. Look at his strength." But Ernest saw in his eyes only pride and weariness. Then came a famous politician, a scholar, a preacher, each admired by many, but none carried that gentle light that Ernest saw on the mountain. Ernest grew older, but his heart remained pure and his eyes full of quiet joy. He lived simply, teaching children, helping neighbors, listening to anyone who came to him with a heavy heart. The villagers began calling him the Keeper of the Light, because no matter the hardship, Ernest always had a peaceful glow in his gaze, a light that comforted others, like a small candle that never went out. He still looked up at the mountain every evening, whispering, "If I keep kindness in my heart, perhaps that's enough." One autumn afternoon, the sky cleared after many days of rain. The setting sun poured golden light over the valley, and the mountain stood brighter than ever before. The Great Stone Face appeared, clear and majestic, and everyone gasped. Because now, standing beneath it, Ernest looked exactly like the face on the mountain, not in shape, but in spirit. his calm smile, his gentle eyes, his humble strength. They mirrored the kindness carved in stone above. The crowd fell silent. Then a small child tugged his mother's sleeve and whispered, "Mom, look, the man who looks like the stone face is right here." The wind carried her words across the valley, and everyone knew the legend had come true. Not through power, but through love.
My dear little one, the story of Ernest and the great stone face teaches us that greatness doesn't come from gold or fame, but from a heart that stays kind no matter how the world changes. The real stone face isn't on the mountain, but inside each of us, waiting to shine when we choose compassion over pride. So when you grow up and meet someone who seems lost or lonely, smile to them softly, because maybe in that moment you will be the light they've been searching for.
Every time you see clouds drifting across a mountain, remember, my love, beauty isn't just what you see with your eyes, but what you hold in your heart. And maybe someday you'll be the one who carries that light forward, just like Ernest, the keeper of the mountain light. Stay with us. Like and subscribe to hear more gentle bedtime stories that warm your baby's heart every night.